What's up everyone, Jay Murphy with the Crypto Rain channel. Now, you're probably seeing the news that, oh my gosh, Bitcoin is going down. In fact, today we're seeing everything tanking. Here's how I think about this. Look, it's never fun to watch this happen. What I don't do when this happens is I don't sell. Now, some people try to time it and they sell and try to get back in. I've tried that before. It didn't work for me most of the time. I think 3 out of 4 times it didn't, 1 out of 4 it did. And so I just learned that for me, the odds were better if I just held. And if I have available cash, I buy more if it dips. Now, there is a chance that Bitcoin goes down to 23 to 24,000 where there's some support, even down to 20,000. Now, some people are thinking that we're entering this long 3-year bear market, and there is a possibility of that. I would give it 6%. What I think is happening is that we're hitting a short-term bear market, which is just because we pumped so much so early. I call it the Elon Musk pump. It was more than just Elon Musk tweets, but everyone got pretty excited pretty early, and so we saw some pumping related to that. What then happens is then it retraces a lot of those gains. Sometimes not all of them, but if you think about where we were on Bitcoin just not too long ago, it was 7 to 12,000 and then to 15,000. So we're way up from there. Now that may be before you got into Bitcoin, so I realize how frustrating it is if you bought Bitcoin way high or some other tokens higher. What then happens later is we see a massive pump later that dwarfs this. What often happens, how people lose money in cryptocurrency, is they come in after their friends have made some money, and this is normal. Then when they see this kind of retracement, they're like, I better sell before it goes to zero. And that always ends poorly. And that has happened to me when I was brand new. Hasn't happened since. And so I didn't realize how abnormal it is for somebody to have made such good gains in cryptocurrency. Well, I thought everyone thought at least partly like an investor. At least my first 3 years in this space, and I was always shocked that so many people would sell or panic sell when this kind of stuff happened. I thought my behavior was normal, and I didn't realize that it was so different than a lot of people's behavior. So when I started this channel, my thought was to share with other people what I do that has worked so well for me. And so when I see this kind of stuff happen, I can't say that I love it, but I don't hate it. And if I do have more available cash, I do buy. And there is some chance that it goes down from here. Now, I'm not selling, trying to buy in, because I don't know for sure that it'll go down from here. And if it does, I have a little bit of cash reserves still to buy. I have been buying, so, there's more liquid cash I could have had available if it goes down, but I never know where the bottom is. So I just average in. I don't average in all the time. I average in when there's a lot of FUD. And so I buy more, and then I just patiently wait. Because what I know is over time, not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, but almost everything does well, as long as we're still in the longer bull run. And I strongly suspect we are. I don't know that we are, but I just think there's a lot of evidence to show that still there's plenty of run that will happen late this year or even early next year. I did some videos on the lengthening cycles that suggest even the top of Bitcoin might not even be till May next year. And if that's the case, think about what these next number of months are going to look like. You'll see maybe even some more downward movement on Bitcoin, and then it will trade sideways for a while, and then it will start heading up, and it's not going to run straight to that all-time high, but it will go up. And the reason I bring up Bitcoin, if you're mostly in altcoins like I am, is because Bitcoin kind of sets the trend, and as Bitcoin goes up, usually the altcoins appreciate more. And so as frustrating as it can be during a pullback that if Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins depreciate more. When you're in the longer bull run still, usually you do really, really well by being patient. And one of the things I learned after being in cryptocurrency for about 6 months is really patience pays off. And I'm just patient. So one of the things that's frequently been on my mind is Axio Infinity. And there's a lot of people FOMOing into AXS token and other things and some of the items. And this is a time for me to sell, not buy. Why? Number one, I don't chase green candles. Number two, I only made a lot of money on Axie because of patience. Because when I bought the land chests and the items that came with it, Axie was just a concept at the time. They really didn't have any game development or any gameplay. They were close to that, and they had sold off some beginning Axies that I didn't know anything about that when they sold the very first ones that come with special abilities. Those ones are worth ridiculous amounts of money. And so I didn't get any of those, but I did find out about them when they did their land sale and bought some. Now, when I first bought those chests, do you know that they sat on the market for forever? And that the prices actually dropped. And I felt dumb, right? Because I'm a normal person. I'm just a patient, normal person with a very analytical mind. And so I was like, shoot, well, darn it. Because the prices on OpenSea of the items drop below what, the chest cost. So if you got one piece of land per chest, say you paid 1 ETH for a Mystic chest, well, the Mystic land, I think, went down to like 0.4 ETH. Now, currently, Mystic land, last time I checked a few days ago, was trading at $44,000 worth of ETH. So you made tremendous money if you bought that. But I bought the chest for 1 ETH at the time. ETH was worth about $80 to $90. And you got a bunch of items with it. And so it dropped in value, and you're like, darn. What I didn't do is I didn't panic sell. Why? Because it was a long-term hold. I talk about holding for periods, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 10, 12 months, sometimes 2 years. Well, I knew, Axio was going to be a while before their vision rolled out, and it might roll out, it might fail. This one particularly did not fail. And at the time, the team wasn't super strong, but their timing was good, the narrative was good, this idea of play to earn, and they involved some of the right people that made what you see today. And so they're doing tremendous. Well, I made these purchases 2 years ago. So if you're brand new in crypto, to realize how early you are on this. You can't look back 2 years and look at some of the purchases you made and see them really coming to fruition yet because you're brand new. And so if you're panic selling on these temporary price fluctuations that drop and they scare you, they do. I've been there. I just knew, shoot, I'm gonna I'm gonna ride it out all the way to zero, or I'm gonna let it do its thing and become worth something good. And so it didn't go to zero. Now there's another one that I bought at the same time. It's called Gods Unchained, and they had some Genesis packs. And those Genesis packs right now haven't done very much. They did do a bunch of pumping initially as they were tradable and stuff, and some of the things went crazy. And since then, these Genesis cards haven't done anything. And so I'm just waiting. I'm gonna ride it to zero, whatever. I put half my money in Gods Unchained, half into Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity has made me a mint. Gods Unchained hasn't made me a mint yet. It might. People are playing the game, and there's even some metrics for play to earn with them. But it's still gaining some momentum and hasn't taken off, and it may never take off. This is part of the reason I diversify across different projects. And what's nice is the longer you're in this and you're accumulating and then you diversify into other things, what's great is it puts you in a position that at any given time, at least one or two of what you're diversified into is doing really well. By the way, if you're wondering where I'm at, this is the new office, and there will be a reception desk there for another business of my wife and I's. But within this spot, some different offices, and this one will be my wife's office, but this is going to be my studio over here. And it is a total wreck, but nice big space. Got the desk and going to be setting up the monitors. I like monitors because it's going to be a crazy amount of monitors. And so I'll have my main desk, and I'll probably set up another place or two within here too for different types of videos. But yeah, here the shipping containers actually don't arrive till I think later tomorrow to get some of the stuff. This, so I have a few of the items I can put together, but waiting on more stuff. And moving is such a pain. I feel like so out of pocket because I don't have my normal command center all set up. It'll take me a little while to set up this command center, but it's more space than I had before, which is exciting and big. And yeah, should be nice and cool in here. My other office would get really hot and I couldn't run the fan or you would hear the noise. I did run the fan on a couple, and I had one of my friends tell me that the fan, they could hear the white noise. So Yeah, this one has an AC coming in, so it should, I mean, the other one had AC too, but for whatever reason, wouldn't get that cold in there. So yeah, looking forward to the new office and recording some more videos and maybe continue to increase the production value. And I'm looking forward to bringing on some new people in the coming months. That's my hope, is bring on some sponsors so that I can hire new people, additional people to really help, some researchers and some people that find news and other things, so I can continue to bring you not only analysis on some of the projects, but more analysis on more projects, as well as some of the news of the day going on. It's my bigger goal. Hope you have enjoyed the interviews I've been bringing you. Meld was amazing. Like mind melting what they have going on with Meld. You already know that I love Cardano. I love the Cardano ecosystem, and I can't think of a stronger project that I've seen coming out on Cardano than Meld. And really bullish on what they're doing. Truly amazing. I've been hoping that major solid players would come into the Cardano ecosystem. Now I know major solid players are coming into the Cardano ecosystem. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.